Hey guys, welcome back to Say Mojo Homestead. If you watched our video this weekend, you may have noticed something if you're super observant and you've seen some of our other videos. We got the milk house painted. You can see it behind me. We got it painted gray. We have decided out here that all of our kind of outbuildings, we want to do gray. It blends really well with the tree trunks and just the surrounding nature. And we like the fact that we can kind of make them disappear visually, but I really like it. The kids did it. They did a great job. And so that is one of the little small projects. I didn't make a video, but needed to be done. The wood was starting to weather some, so we needed to get paint on it to protect it. But that is not what we're talking about today. Today, I actually just kind of wanted to share a little bit of my heart about where we are and where we feel like we're supposed to be going with just everything that we're doing out here. We have kind of mentioned in other videos, we do it for ourselves, but we also feel like there's a bigger purpose to what we're doing out here. And I know we haven't shared a lot about that, but I wanted to kind of touch on that and just talk a little bit about where I'm at with that. When we got this land, we really felt like it was given to us for a reason and for a purpose. When I say given to us, I don't mean like we got it for free, but we really feel like and believe that the Lord led us here and the Lord gave us this land. Gave it to us to steward, to use for whatever way that He saw fit. And so one of those ways is to be kind of an outreach into just our community that we're in. And by community, I don't necessarily mean like Gilbert community or Lexington community, but just the community that we have access to, kind of friend group, but even further out than just friends. So we really feel strongly about that. But over the last 3 years, we've been praying into it and asking, what does that look like? Because we still don't have a full picture of what exactly that looks like. We have our kind of hopes and our dreams and what we want to do with it, but we really want to make sure before we move forward with anything that it's what we're supposed to be doing. So all that being said, fast forward to like the last 2 weeks, and it has been not quite frustrating, but a little bit discouraging in some ways of wondering, are we going in the right direction? Are we doing the right thing? Wanting more, but at the same time feeling overwhelmed. And I think that happens in all areas of life. No matter what you do for a living, where you're at, I think we all go through that. But I was reminded of the story of Noah. Our rooster is being super loud right now. But so the story of Noah is essentially God comes to him, ask him to build this ark because there's going to be a huge flood. The thing is that it had never flooded, it had never rained, and people lived on land. They didn't go out on the water. So there were no boats. And so it was essentially God coming to Noah and saying, hey, there's going to be a Sirif, so I need you to build a Fuba. I mean, these were words that they were not familiar with. But Noah took God's instructions and he was faithful. And he did it. And, the more I think about this, the more I wonder if, in some ways, Noah was probably the most faithful person in the Bible. He didn't just have to agree and it was granted to him as being faithful. He had to walk this thing out for several months. And maybe even years. I haven't done that much digging into it, but I don't even know if we really know how long it took him to build the ark. But I was reminded that even when things don't make sense, and even when they get hard or confusing or frustrating, we're to just stay the course. We're to be patient. We're to hold on to what we believe we're supposed to be doing and not give up on that. And to really continue to persevere and even chase after that. Now, sometimes that chase may look like a walk, not so much a run, and other times it's a run. Right now, I feel like it's a walk for us. Maybe not even a walk, maybe more like a stroll through the woods. But in that faithfulness and in that obedience of continuing to walk out, that's where faith comes. And we've shared in other videos, we are believers. We are people that live in faith. That's where we draw our hope. That's where we draw our strength. I'm learning that faith isn't just in the answer, but faith really comes in the process. And having to walk out that process is hard, but that's where true faith is. That's where we really get tested, and where we really realize, okay, do we have faith for this? Are we really believing this? Do we really believe, or do we really want this dream that's been set out in front of us? Or are we willing to just give it up? And I think that in these times of waiting and this process, and not even just waiting, but even moving towards it, but then realizing, oh, there's a whole nother step that has to take place. That's where we put that value on our faith, on our dream, on our destiny, or whatever you want to call it. That's where that true value comes. And that's where we find out how much do we really want something. And that's where we're at. It's not that we're like super discouraged or just down in the dumps about it. It's just confusing. We're kind of in a confusing time. I will say though, that I don't know if it's a puzzle piece, but I could very easily see it being a puzzle piece that is being put in place that could really be a huge jump, kind of going back to that sprint towards what we believe God wants to do out here. And maybe we'll start sharing a little bit more about that later. We'll see where it kind of goes and how that plays out. It may, again, be nothing, but I can see where it could be something that needs to take place. And so I would encourage you guys, if you're in that place, really look at that value. How much value are you placing on it? How much are you willing to wait, to sacrifice for, to continue to persevere even in the face of persecution or hardship? How much are you willing to push through all of that for what you really want, what you're believing for? I would say, if it is a dream, if it is a faith, if it's something that the Lord has put on your heart, it will always be worth it. So the harder that process is, the greater the reward in the end. I hope somebody does find encouragement through this. Maybe leave a comment if you are going through one of those times or have gone through one of those times. I am a story person. I love to hear other people's stories and stuff. And that's one of the reasons we're doing this, to share our story. So leave it in the comments. If you like this material, I'm throwing this stuff in every now and then, give it a thumbs up. Persevere, keep hope, and continue on, no matter where you're at in life. Until next time, be blessed.